Welcome to another RSR. Tonight we are predicting the 2024-25 NFL Divisional round. 1 round down, 3 to go in the NFL playoffs. We will be recapping the whole round on Sunday night because tomorrow night we will be live for the Miami Club America preseason friendly, while also slightly keeping an eye on the Detroit-Washington game, the second half of that, because I'd say around the second half as that Miami game is going. But I'm not going to miss a Miami Club America preseason friendly covering that because it's messy. I kind of hate it, but because of the schedule conflict, but we're still talking about the divisional round on Sunday after we go live for the Baltimore-Buffalo game, the final game of the weekend. But I'll be paying attention to all 4 of these games, and we'll talk about them. But right now we will predict these games and see how, at the end of the weekend, how it all shaked out and what the actual championship games will be. But without further ado, let's stop beating around the bush. Let's get to it. The AFC Divisional round, we will start predicting these games. Of course, the 1 seed games are both on Saturday. The 2 seed games are on Sunday. So I guess we're going by conference. We still could go 1-2, 1-2, and it would still be chronological order for each conference. But we got the Houston Texans going to Kansas City to play the Chiefs. Houston Texans at Kansas City Chiefs. Even though Kansas City hasn't played a game with their first string players since Christmas Day, and they did get their ass beat, the second team got their ass beat by Denver, I don't see them losing to Houston. Houston, defensively, were very strong against the Chargers. Offensively, it was good they were so defensively strong because CJ Stroud had to wake up and get into the game. Whether you want to blame that on the dirty bubble stealing Harbaugh if you watch the SpongeBob version, or just the Chargers being the Chargers, no Chargers no if you watch the regular version, or both. What do you want to blame it on? Doesn't matter. The Chargers stalled out after their 2 field goals and gave CJ Stroud time to wake up into this game. And the Houston defense made sure that could happen. And once that happened and Collins basically just threw the team on his back, it was over. It was over from there. Yeah, the game was in Houston. That does help. But Houston's defense wowed me on Saturday afternoon last week. Offensively, no. Besides Collins. But CJ Stroud, not the same guy he was last year. The Strouds, beating the Chiefs is like taking the moon. Except this time I don't think the plan's going to work out. The Chiefs, I want it to be a close game. I want to see the Chiefs go down to the Texans. I think there should be some revenge here. 5 years ago, divisional round, when the Texans blew it. But it's just, I don't see it happening, frankly. I don't see the Texans beating the Chiefs. The Chiefs are lucky. They have a better offense. The Texans' offense has sort of gotten back to a productive level, but is that just because they play the Chargers? Or is the offense finally figuring out how to play without Tank Dell and Stephon Diggs? It could be either. I lean more towards the former than the latter, but the Chiefs are the Chiefs. The only team that's going to take the Chiefs down is Buffalo or Baltimore. And even then, the Chiefs can win that game. They're not losing here. And if they do, well, I'll be surprised. Happy, but surprised. Kansas City moves on to the AFC title game and will host the AFC title game. The next game in the AFC, Baltimore Ravens at Buffalo Bills. I think this one is going to be a high-scoring game. Buffalo's defense is good. Even though it's in the snow. Actually, I won't edit that out, but scratch that. It is in the snow. It's going to be in the teens. Lake effect snow. Lake effect snow in the teens. Covered field. It's going to be like the Steelers game last year. Similarly, at least. Or the 49ers game for earlier this year. I don't know if that helps the Ravens or hurts them, but I'm leaning more towards hurts. I still had the Buffalo Bills winning this game without knowing about the snow. Now that I know the snow's going to happen, it's a snow game, I got the Bills. It just strengthens the resolve there. I think the Bills are going to win this game. The Buffalo Bills are better than they were earlier this season. They're hot right now. They've got an amazing offense, rushing and passing. It's MVP versus MVP, which it didn't look like that in week 4 when the Ravens beat the Bills. It didn't look like it was Lamar's MVP candidate versus Josh Allen as an MVP candidate. We've grown into the season, and both quarterbacks are MVP candidates. Now, the one argument you could make saying, hey, the snow is going to force the Ravens to run the ball with Lamar and Derrick Henry. We see the more they run the ball, the better they are. But the Bills' defense on the run, did you not see how that offensive line or the defensive line, I should say, my bad. The defensive line destroyed the Broncos. Passing downs and running downs. Now, I know the Ravens are better than the Broncos. I get that. But the secondary is the problem with the Bills' defense. This might actually counterpoint to people saying, hey, it makes them run the ball. The bad part of the Bills' defense that people worry about is the secondary, not the line. Not the linebackers, not the line, not the run defense. They're worried about the secondary. The snow makes it less so that Lamar would throw. And if they get down, they're going to have to throw. Then you have conditions messing with the ball. Lamar can throw. I'm not saying he can't, but he's still not the best passer compared to Josh Allen. Josh Allen, amazing passer. Like, Lamar can throw the ball. I've never seen him throw the ball. Cold-ass weather, so much snow. I've never seen it. It's a point to be made. Even though the Bills' secondary is questionable, the conditions, I think Lamar has to have the perfect conditions to be the best thrower he could be. He will not have that. Josh Allen, doesn't matter the conditions, he'll just zip that ball in. That's why I got the Bills winning, which means the AFC title game, Kansas City will host Buffalo Bills at Kansas City next Sunday. The NFC playoffs. Man, this video is longer than I expected. NFC playoffs. We got the Detroit Lions hosting the Washington Commanders. Washington Commanders at Detroit Lions. It's house money for the Commanders. Jaden Daniels will have his moments. I'm not saying he won't. This will not be a shutout. But this will be an ass-kicking by the Lions. I don't see the Lions even being close to the Commanders at the end of this game. It's going to be a 20, not a 20 point, but 14, 17 plus point win. Like, I do not see the Commanders making this a game. Maybe for like a quarter, maybe for like a half, it's going to be like, maybe the Commanders can make this a game, but no. The Lions offensively, the best offense in the league. The defense, now that Anzalone's back, better. The defense is starting to get the players back that they need at the right time. In Ford Field, I don't see it. Lions on a runaway. Simple. Finally, we got the Philadelphia Eagles hosting the LA Rams. LA Rams going to Philly. I got the Rams winning. I think this game's going to be a shootout that I don't think the Eagles are prepared for. Saquon Barkley can run the ball all night. Sure. Okay. you need to throw the damn ball. Jalen Hurts did not show that he was ready to throw the damn ball last week. Again, A.J. Brown was reading a damn book on the sideline. He ain't happy right now. We'll see what the Patriots can do about that in the offseason. But right now, he's still an Eagle. But Jalen Hurts ain't shown that he's ready to throw the damn ball. Like, this year has been Saquon or bust. With maybe a couple of, hey, Kenneth Gainwell's in for this snap. Or Jalen may throw to A.J. Brown. But most throwing has come from Kenny Pickett and then the other guy. That I remember his name, but it's not on the tip of my tongue right now. The third string guy. Jalen Hurts is really benefited from Saquon Barkley. Which, fair play. I mean, almost, he did hit 2,000 yards. He just didn't break Eric Dickerson's record. So, the point being here is this. Saquon's had an amazing season, but when you get into a shootout with the Rams, whose offense is on fire right now, and their defense is pretty damn good as well, you're going to have to throw the ball. You're going to have to throw the ball. And you just can't win a shootout by running. It's not called a grind them down. It's called a shootout for a reason, right? Stafford's going to throw the ball all over him. That defense, it was Jordan Love with a depleted wide receiver core that got more depleted as the game went on because every Packer fell. It's like every Packer got knocked out hurt, except Jordan Love. It's like every play, a Packer was down holding his damn leg, screaming, "My leg!" like the fish from SpongeBob. Everyone! The Rams ain't going down like that. They ain't. And they have their wide receivers. They have Puka. They have Cooper Kupp. They have Tyler Higbee. They have their running backs, Kyron Williams, who's a pretty damn good safety valve, too. They got a good team. They got an offense that's on fire right now, unlike the Packers. I think the Eagles' defense looked better because the Packers were, one, injured to hell and back, and then more injured to hell and back. And third, Jordan Love, just like C.J. Stroud, is not the same guy he was last year. He has regressed a bit. And he was hurt too, by the way, coming into the game. So, I think the situation is the Eagles looked better because it was the Green Bay Packers and the way that game played out. And even then, they didn't look that good. At home, no less. LA Rams. LA Rams dominated the hell out of the Vikings. And it turns out if it ain't the Lions, that division is fraudulent as hell this year. So you know what? LA Rams. They're going on to the NFC title game. They're going to Detroit. Goodell loves this script. At least that part of it. Well, Kansas City, Buffalo, and Detroit, LA, I think he loves that script. He's got Mahomes, Allen, and Kansas City again. Allen's beaten Mahomes in the regular season, but the playoffs, that's a whole different story. And he's got Matt Stafford going back to Detroit. Last year's playoffs ended by losing to the Detroit Lions at Ford Field. This year, he could go to the Super Bowl by beating Detroit in Ford Field. Revenge. I mean, I like that. Kansas City, Buffalo, Detroit, LA. Hell, I might go live for both. Back to back, and then review both games. I don't know, but yeah, I think that's good predictions. With that being said, if you like this video, like it, share, subscribe. You know what it is. Tell your friends. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that bell notification once subscribe. Send some chats on the live streams. Comment on this video. Put this in playlist. Share with friends and family. All that great stuff. As I said, I will see you tomorrow for a live watch along and review of the Inter Miami Club America preseason friendly. Because, of course, I have to. It's America versus Miami, and Messi's part of it. I have to do it. So, no NFL game coverage tomorrow except for the second half of the Detroit-Washington game as the Miami game's going on. But it's sort of like, hey, how's it going? By then, it might be over, so who even knows? Sunday, I will be live for Baltimore at Buffalo. We'll review all of the divisional weekend after that game's over. So basically, Divisional Saturday and Sunday video was put together as one. That's up on Sunday evening. And then Monday, we will be live for Notre Dame versus Ohio State, the national championship game. Serves as my birthday show because Monday's my birthday. So doubly serves my birthday show. So there you go. There you go. 3 lives over the next 3 days, 3 reviews. And there you go. With that being said, I'll see you tomorrow. I'm Ron and I'm out. Peace.